Everything felt normal until one short clip broke the calm and sent the internet into another wave of chaos. Justin was live on Twitch with Hailey beside him when viewers noticed his eyes shift toward the one place they never expected again. The tattoo he once connected to Selena. Before people could even process it, an old video of Benny and Selena standing by a car door resurfaced and created a new flood of posts. And almost immediately after that, another clip appeared showing Justin stopping to help a stranger on the road, shifting the entire conversation once again. 3 moments, back-to-back, took over social media and instantly reshaped the narrative. As soon as the Twitch clip appeared on my feed, every reaction online suddenly made sense. Justin was streaming with Hailey next to him, everything appearing normal until his eyes briefly dropped, not toward the comments or the game, but directly at the tattoo he once openly said was tied to Selena. It wasn't dramatic, but that tiny glance carried weight that fans picked up on instantly. The clip was paused, zoomed in, and analyzed from every possible angle. Some tried to explain it away, saying he looked tired or distracted. But history always changes how people interpret moments like this, and even I couldn't ignore how quickly that single look reopened conversations everyone claimed were finished. Selena hasn't responded to any of this for years, yet her name keeps getting pulled back into situations she has moved far away from. Hailey sits quietly beside him, revealing nothing. But even her silence becomes another point of discussion she never asked for. One small glance, and suddenly the internet is arguing about a chapter Selena walked away from long ago. Many viewers shared their own theories. One fan insisted he was only looking at the shading of the tattoo, trying to dismiss the moment. Another wrote, Selena has moved on, but that tattoo clearly hasn't, pointing out how its meaning still keeps old emotions alive. Together, the reactions showed how 1 second can split the entire internet. While people were still replaying that Twitch clip, the old video of Benny and Selena went viral again. In it, Selena opens the car door herself, steps aside, and Benny gets in first. That tiny movement was enough for people to freeze the frame and turn it into another headline. Words like careless, disrespectful, and red flag filled the comments. Even though the moment lasted barely 3 seconds, what made it explode was the familiarity and a small moment involving Selena gets magnified far more than anyone else's. The clip looked harsher when slowed down and edited, and I understood why some people reacted the first time they saw it. But as more versions of the video surfaced, it became clear Selena wasn't bothered or uncomfortable. She walked naturally, like someone used to the noise around her but unwilling to let it affect her. Many fans defended her too. One person said, Selena shouldn't be opening doors for anyone. If they can't respect who she is, they don't deserve her. Another viewer argued, this isn't disrespect, it's comfort. She doesn't need someone performing for the cameras. These reactions showed just how closely people analyze every small gesture involving her. Right when the Benny-Selena debate started peaking, another clip suddenly took over the timeline. Justin pulling over on the highway to help a stranded driver. The moment felt emotional, real, and completely unplanned compared to all the drama being dissected earlier. The man he helped seemed genuinely surprised, and the way he spoke to Justin showed how meaningful the gesture was. People used this clip as a reminder of the Justin they believe is his true self, and it spread faster than both the tattoo clip and the car door video. I understood why this moment struck people differently. It showed a softer side that didn't feel staged. But it was hard to ignore how quickly some fans used the clip to erase everything uncomfortable from the past week. One kind action shouldn't have to compete with a timeline of messy discussions. Yet it somehow shifted the entire narrative. One commenter said, it's nice he helped someone, but a good moment doesn't erase a pattern. Another wrote, every positive Justin clip somehow becomes an excuse to drag Selena again, highlighting how the internet always circles back to a woman who wasn't involved at all. Soon after the highway video changed the mood, people began comparing how Benny treats Selena to how Justin treats Hailey, turning to unrelated relationships into a single giant debate. Old clips resurfaced Benny speaking excitedly about Selena placed next to older videos of Justin and Hailey. Some viewers felt Benny shared too much, while others said the way he looks at Selena makes his words feel sincere. Without anyone saying it directly, the contrast became obvious. Selena looks calm, steady, and protected. With Benny, in a way fans haven't always felt in her past. Relationships. The focus slowly shifted away from the car door moment, and onto the emotional energy you can't edit or exaggerate. A few comments stood out. Benny might overshare, but at least he speaks about her with pride. Another viewer wrote, Justin seems present only when cameras expect it. These reactions showed why the comparisons continue. It's not about perfection, but intention. As these comparisons intensified, the internet did what it always does. It turned its attention to Hailey. Suddenly, every old clip, every paused frame, and every tiny expression was analyzed again. A slowed-down red carpet moment where she simply looked to the side became embarrassment, fatigue, or stress. It didn't matter that the original video showed her smiling moments. Later, the edited version had already shaped the narrative. People connected her expressions to the growing online chaos. When she looked down, people said she was anxious. When she looked up, they said she was forcing composure. When she didn't react, that became proof of something too. Every tiny movement was seen as a response to the drama. Then the spotlight returned to Hailey's brand. Old interviews were brought up where she talked about its gender-neutral approach and mentioned, just in using the products, people placed those clips beside Selena's interviews about rare beauty, creating another comparison no one asked for. Hailey speaks carefully about Rhode, choosing her words as if aware they'll be dissected. Some viewers argued Justin doesn't promote Rhode the way other partners support their loved ones, while others defended him, saying he supports her privately and doesn't need to perform on camera. Even though the situations aren't comparable, the internet loves turning separate things into rival narratives. Hailey ends up carrying the weight, even while staying silent. Meanwhile, Selena keeps moving forward, letting rare beauty speak for itself. After watching all these moments, the glances, reactions, excitement, silence, and comparisons, it's wild how for people living completely separate lives still get pulled into the same constant conversation. Selena chooses peace, others choose chaos, and the internet decides who feels real and who feels staged. So here's the question the video tries to ask. If you had to trust one of these relationships with your own story or heartbreak, your healing, which one would feel emotionally safer? Scrolling through your feed, each clip begins to feel like a test of perspective. One side shows calm, steady energy Selena moving through her world with quiet confidence. The other feels louder, full of reactions, pauses, and magnified moments. You start thinking about emotional safety. Who would you open up to if your trust was at stake? The internet doesn't just follow headlines, it follows patterns. A glance, a gesture, or a small act of kindness suddenly carries huge weight. Some celebrate authenticity, others cling to drama, and somewhere in between, these people continue living their lives, unaffected yet always scrutinized. In the end, it's less about who did what, and more about how these moments make you feel. One relationship feels grounded, the other, more performative. One reflects calm and security, the other intensity and spectacle. And at some point, it becomes less about celebrities and more about trust, safety, and what you would choose if it were your story. You pause and ask yourself, which energy would you allow into your world if it were your heart you were protecting? To your world if it were your heart you were protecting.